Welcome to the Roll for Combat Actual Play podcast, where our intrepid adventurers are playing through the Pathfinder adventure, The Fall of Plaguestone. Join us every week as our daring adventurers face treacherous monsters and deadly obstacles on their quest to save a town from utter destruction. Lead on, listener. Your quest awaits.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat, The Fall of Plaguestone. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, well, you can probably guess what this one's about since it's called The Legend of Old Woody. It's a Brixley episode, where we're going to be checking back with the Church of Cain Kinlin and find out what's going on there. I imagine there's going to be a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, and a lot of passing out. I think you're going to enjoy it. So one thing about Old Woody I think I mentioned before, Old Woody shows up in many adventures that I run. It's just something that kind of came about, and it's almost like a nemesis, but it's an item. It's just something that's sort of, use your imagination as kind of the worst drink imaginable, the worst drink possible. And one thing we actually mentioned in the episode is that there's this old Looney Tunes cartoon where someone has to drink the deadliest drink possible, and it's exactly what I pictured Old Woody to be. So if you want to know what Old Woody looks like, what you need to do is go to YouTube, type in Looney Tunes Drip Along Daffy, and you will find this cartoon where they make this drink that is beyond deadly. It's too much to describe. It's actually impossible to describe. When you see this video, that is what Old Woody is. It is this drink that requires blast gear to assemble. It goes on the bar. Anything that touches it either runs away screaming or dissolves instantly. It is just too much. And that's Old Woody. And Old Woody is going to continuously show up on many campaigns in the future. So if you guys continue to listen to Roll for Combat, I'll continuously have Easter eggs where I sneak in, PCs and items from past adventures all the time. Feel free to steal Old Woody in your adventure. Just make sure you mention it came from me, as it's one of my favorites, and I like to bring it up every single time. And every time we bring it up, the legend seems to grow and grow of Old Woody. Anyhow, welcome to the last day of 2019. Hopefully you're having a good time. Hopefully having a good year. Sit back, relax, enjoy this week's episode, and look for a whole bunch of new shows, a whole bunch of new content, and even a new website, and some awesome contests next year on Roll for Combat. I'll see you next year. The Duke of Dirt has decided to move along with Nolia, Proof Frosthammer, Celeste, Celeste, Queen of Turnips, and Brixley. Brixley's just the drunk.
I clearly need a better. I need a better marketing strategy than the drunk.
Jason McDonald is playing Brixley Silverthorn, the Gnome Champion Liberator.
You walk back through the areas, and already you can see, even though you just killed off a little bit of the blight, perhaps, maybe, it's just your imagination, but you feel like the air has been lifted, like it's slowly, oh so slowly, getting a little bit closer to life returning. As you're walking back, Brixley notices something. That's when Brixley goes, "Yeah?
What do I notice? Is it an iris?
Yes.
Is it an eyeball?
Yes, it is. It's 2 eyeballs. And those eyeballs are on fire.
Fire?
You notice way back, keeping its distance, but slowly following you, is the fire kitty. Way in the back.
We have friend?
It's keeping its distance, but Brixley notices it. No one else really notices it, including Nolia, which is a little odd, because she is one with the forest, and including the Prince of Poppies. He doesn't notice it either, but only Brixley notices.
As we're going, I'm gonna try to leave little pieces of trail ration for it.
Sure.
Beef jerky or whatever, or turnip jerky.
Sure. You think you don't know if the cat's been eating it, but you're assuming. And as you walk towards town, you catch little glimpses of the cat following you throughout I think it's like a 3-hour journey. So the next 3 hours of walking, you notice the cat. You get back to town, and once you reach sort of the separation of forest and town, you don't see the cat anymore. But when you get to town, it's around lunchtime, and things seem to have gotten closer to normalcy. Now it has been a week and a half since Bort's murder. What do you do?
Let's have some lunch.
Rob Tremarco is playing Cade Thistlerot, the halfling rogue thief.
Yeah, I think food is definitely in order.
Lauren Sieg is playing Prue Frosthammer, the half-orc spirit barbarian.
I have some business to take care of at my burgeoning church.
Oh, that's right, the church.
A, I gotta check and see how they're doing, and B, I have, as one of my abilities when I level, I have to have a bit of a chat with my god.
True. So I'll have you go to your church, and you go to the church, and Metamon is there with Abadar, his son, and they are doing God's work. The place is looking really, really good. Most importantly, the brewery is coming along nicely, where sure enough, you see Tamil's there helping, showing how to brew the purple stuff, red power, and Old Woody.
Yes.
Edamon sees you walking in, and they're all excited. They're like, there he is! There he is! How are you, sir? How are things? We were so worried about you going off into the forest like that. We're so glad you came back. Look, we've done so much work, and look at the brewery. It's coming along nicely.
It's very fitting, and I believe if Caden Colleen could come here, he would gladly sit and have several drinks with us at this fine establishment. And we have hopefully taken care of some of the problems that are plaguing this town, as we have found one of the sources of the corruption and neutralized it. So, I do need your help. As one of the first official acts of this church, I am required to make a renewed pact with Caden and achieve a divine bond.
They seem very confused. They're like, tell us more.
As a servant of Caden Colleen, when you reach certain strength in your faith, you are bestowed a gift, and I feel like I am ready to make that leap and have that offering to Caden Colleen, and that I would like to do that here, which will require it probably will even require a dose of Old Woody, as only the strongest spirits will impress him.
Oh my lord. They look at you and they say, why don't you make it a flight?
Perhaps a purple Old Woody.
Right, a flight. It's like purple stuff, red power, and Old Woody. That should
You know what, Metabon? I love how you think. So let's do that.
Oh my god. You might not wake up for a week. Okay, they're looking at Tamil. Tamil's like a little worried because she's like, She's thinking about it. She's like, well, it'll either kill you or knock you out, or both. I guess we'll find out.
Well, I could almost say for certain that Caden will be impressed by my resolve.
Okay, they're wondering, are you sure? Are you sure you want to go through with this? I mean, I think the purple stuff. I was kind of joking when I said that. I was thinking
it's the only way to it's the only way to grow stronger in the faith.
It's the only way.
Oh my lord!
He's the most powerful drinker I've ever seen.
I want to be a good example to all of you as well.
How is this setting a good example?
Set a good example. Gather the children.
Shush.
I mean, this is an event.
Vanessa Hoskins is playing Celeste Carvassalon, the human angelic sorcerer.
So, do you want to do a flight, or are you going to actually combine it into one drink?
I think
do a flight.
I think we'll do the flight. We want to be classy. We don't want to just mix it in a bucket.
Okay, it's not like you're doing wake up juice or something. from Back to the
Exactly.
Future.
Also, then there's this like building suspense as you try the different forms of alcohol.
You have to work your way up to Old Woody.
Oh, Old Woody. Old Woody.
Yeah, Old Woody's the finisher.
Well, Old Woody. Old Woody's
Old
the,
Woody is
it
Mariano
finishes you
Rivera.
Yeah, that will put you out and then some. Okay. Well, she sets up the flight, sure enough. And sure enough, purple stuff, red power, and Old Woody. And sure enough, when Old Woody is poured out, as you've known and seen this before, it's actually eating through the glass a little bit, and the table, and the drops that spilled on the floor, and the stone.
What's it stored in?
It's stored
My stomach.
in wood. It's a weird alchemical brew because it eats through everything except wood.
Does it eat through your stomach?
It eats through everything except wood.
Don't.
This is not something you're supposed to drink.
What is this, like a leshy liquor?
There's a story about Old Woody.
It's pine saw. I don't.
I'm
think
gonna go
we
with the.
should
I'm
drink
gonna go with
this.
the Montgomery Scott. It's green.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty potent. It's not even just potent. It could probably be turned into a weapon. The actual brewing kettles, they're all wood and they're all moss covered on top of that. It's not just that it's in wood, it's in like wood with lots of warps and knots and green algae covering it. Anyhow, the purple stuff. Actually, I described these. I don't remember the description I had for each of these. I know how Old Woody tastes, but I don't know about the other two. I kind of forget.
First two I remember being pretty tasty.
Yeah, I think the first two, you have purple stuff. You knock back the purple stuff. Well, first of all, what is your toast? You tell me what this ritual entails. She sets up the flight. It's all ready to go. She looks at you and says, yeah, you know what we need to do? She looks at Metamon and says, we need to make wooden cups for Old Woody because it's going to eat through that glass in a few minutes.
All right, I raised the red juice, and I say,
Ooh, red power.
The red power. To the good townspeople of Plaguestone who have made this shrine to you possible. I drink the red juice, the red power.
Ooh. So you drink the red power, and you feel as if you might have even gained some hit points, maybe gained a little bit of fortitudeness. And you feel as if Kate and Caitlin is smiling down on you. And off in the distance, you think you hear a growl, almost a cry, almost like a wolf or a panther or a leopard, if you will.
And then I get the purple drink, and I say, to the battles that we have fought in your name, bringing freedom to the world. And I knock down the purple drink.
Wow. So you knock down the purple drink, and sure enough, you definitely feel your fortitude strengthened. Almost as if Caden Kalin himself is giving you his divine assistance in conquering Old Woody.
And I grab Old Woody and I say, in honor of my continuing and future service to you and to the people of this world, I ask for your divine blessing and gift. And I knocked out Old Woody.
Wow. So you knock down Old Woody, and a couple pieces of dissolved glass might go with it. And you're expecting the standard punch to, I don't know, your soul that Old Woody would normally do. But instead, something really strange happens. You feel a glow as if almost you yourself are on fire. But you're pretty sure that you're not really on fire. You can't tell. It feels like you're on fire, but the pain isn't necessarily something that's uncomfortable. It's almost like a warm fire, almost like when you have really hot soup on a cold day. It's not something you're uncomfortable with, and it feels like it goes through your entire body. And you don't even need to make a fortitude save. You don't even feel like you're going to get, knockout drunk for a couple of weeks. You feel as if Old Woody has infused you with something new, something you weren't expecting.
What a nice ritual.
And you hear in your head, you think you hear in your head, a voice asking you what you request.
I ask you, this is the sort of thing you come up with when you've had 3 of these powerful drinks in a row. I ask you for a noble, a unique, a bold steed, one that cannot be found anywhere else, and that would honor you and my service to you. The Cat of Fire. I wish to bond with it.
Oh,
Oh god, this is so good.
Wait, what?
One of my choices for Divine Blessing is Divine Steed.
You think you hear in your mind Caden Kinlin laughing and saying, "A bold choice granted, my son." And sure enough, you hear a growl, and it's coming closer and closer. And outside, you hear pawing at the door.
I say, throw open the doors. My steed has arrived.
This is so much. I will open the door. I will throw open
I was
the
actually
doors.
saying it to Metamon and Elfric or whatever, my religious assistants. But you can,
Oh, yeah, 'cause
you
you're-
can throw the doors open too if you want.
I definitely want to be here for your ceremony. I throw them open.
Okay, you throw open the doors and you're hit in the face with a blast of heat. And sure enough, it's the leopard on fire. And it sort of just growls at you, but it's not in a mean way. It's sort of like a roar, like a greeting. And it trounces in slowly, deliberately, going up to Brixley. And although it is on fire, it licks his hand, and Brixley does not feel the heat. He's able to touch and pet the cat without any issue. The rest of
Yes!
the rest of you feel the heat. Like, this thing is on fire. This thing is really on fire, but not the Brixley.
That is so crazy.
I'm looking around for like a bucket of water just in case the building sets on fire.
I'm going for it. I'm going to try to mount him.
Oh, really?
He's the divine steed.
That's right. He is the divine
Let's
steed.
do it.
Now, he is. You're small, and the leopard is medium, so you would be able to mount him. And sure enough, you mount him, and he looks up at you and seems to be fine with it, almost as if he's like talking to someone, perhaps a god, if you will. And he just sort of gives you a little growl, and then takes off.
Ride!
Something else.
He takes off and he starts running around, and you realize that this is a leopard, and you are literally having to hang on for dear life because this thing can run really fast. Oh, and it's on fire.
I'm totally okay with all this. I'm all right. I'm going to ride for a while, I guess. Hopefully not too far away. Hopefully I don't fall off and break my neck, but let's see where this goes. Woohoo!
Let's see. I'm just looking at it. Oh, actually, as a steed, its speed is 20. So it's not running much faster than you normally run. Plus,
More of
you're
a
on
trot,
top of it.
yeah.
It's more of a trot. But, sure enough, it's running through the area. It just sort of feels free. You feel like a connection to this beast. And although the fire is licking at you, you feel warm. And you obviously know that this is fire. And it's literally the divine will of Caden that you're not being burned alive. And nor is your equipment. And obviously, you're going to have to keep this up. You might have to bring some of that old Woody with you for a while. Maybe make this a ritual. But
I think we can accommodate that.
So sure enough, you ride around town, and people are like looking at you, and some of the kids are, well, let's see, the adults are like, some of them are like scared. I mean, they know who you are by now, but they're also stunned. The kids that you see are all like whooping it up and screaming, and they all want to pet the cat, and they're all like yelling at Brixley. And here we have a leopard on fire running through town with a foppish man in green overalls with purple hair and mustaches and silver sword. This is some sight, I tell you. I think people are wondering if they were drinking.
I ain't never seen anything
This
like
is
it.
a bad LSD trip.
Oh, I think I'm going to start crying.
This is amazing.
And you come back, and when you come back into the temple, Metamon and Abadar and even Tamil are like down on their knees, and they're praying to Caden Killin because they
miracle.
see the power of this god, and they're saying, we're gonna redouble our efforts. We're gonna finish this place in a matter of days, right? And they look at each other and they're nodding. It's like, we're not gonna stop. I've seen the power of Caden Killin. I always knew he was a warm and prosperous god, but to gift you with such a steed, it must mean that he is truly a beneficial god, a god who sees the good in all and sees that everyone deserves a purpose, deserves something good in their lives. I vow the rest of my life to the service of Caden Killin. Metamon and Abadar both make this vow. And Tamil, she says, just like, I never believed in Caden Killin or any god, but if it means that I could brew my liquors and ales here in Caden's name, I will definitely lend him my prayers. And everyone is they're all like totally praying to Caden and a little bit to Brixley, and definitely to the Fire Cat.
This is awesome. Now, we have a golden opportunity here to have a listener's contest to name the mount.
Yep, that needs to happen.
Okay, I was about to say you need to have a name. Right now it's just Fiery Leopard. Let's see, Brixley Silverthorn.
The problem being we can't get a contest because the episode's not going to air for like a month.
You could name it Flaming Woody.
That's a terrible name. That's okay. We can figure it out. Let me see what I can do. But it would be Brixley, and you're usually pretty good at coming up with names, Jason. What's Brixley from? Is that from anything, or did you just make that up?
Not really, no. I just was something that sounded gnomish, tinkery. I mean,
Yeah, so Brixley gets a mount, and his mount is a fiery leopard. What do the rest of you guys got?
Poop dagger.
I got full plate. That's pretty cool.
All I got was a reuniting with my former family, finding out that my entire family's doomed by some devil or demon or something. Oh, and also a renewed sense of purpose.
And turnip lore.
And turnip lore! I know all about turnips now.
Cade is the prince of poppies.
Vegetation. The Viscount of vegetation. It has to be alliterative.
I
I
know.
have decided.
The Baron of Balsa. Be the Prince of Pines. There we go.
The Prince of Pines. Yes!
I like Prince of Poppies.
The master of the Mellyberries.
And Master of Mold.
Master Mold.
That's more of an underground thing. Not my jam.
The Duke of Dogwood.
Are we just going to go through the alphabet? We'll get every single letter.
Yes.
Every
we'll do
letter will be taken.
Homework. Come up with all of the royal titles and match it up to some sort of forest reference.
I almost feel bad for Prue. All she got was a +1 sword.
All she got.
Nah, I'm doing fine. I have no complaints.
She rages and can't die right away.
Yeah, I'm the tankiest.
That's true. Okay, so as we're getting close to the end of the adventure, Celeste has awesome powers and is doomed to spend eternity in hell unless she can figure out a way out of that. Brixley has fiery leopard mount. Cade is the king of
Kale.
the king of Kale, and Prue can't die and has a +1 warhammer.
Don't jinx me. Don't put that on me.
You only get to use that once a day, don't forget.
Or flail.
Well, that
Yeah.
+1 war flail, sorry. That's what I meant. Yeah, you only get to use the orc ferocity once a day, so...
Yeah, but like that one time that you use it was the time you really needed it.
That's true. That's when you get critted for like more than your entire hit points and you die instantly.
Again.
Well, you haven't died instantly, otherwise we wouldn't be talking about Prue. We'd be talking
You have crit
about...
me for more than my max hit points before though.
I have? I thought that
Yeah, you
kills
did it in the
instantly.
Halid fight with a crossbow trap.
Oh, that's right. Well, you're still alive. For now. Anyhow, what else would you like to do in town? You have all those alchemical potions. You have the rest of the notes. You have the map. There's a lot of things you can be doing. What do you want to do?
You
Yeah,
want to
also,
sit down with another person who knows Orcish to go through the notes faster?
me and Tamley, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Should be happy to do it with you if you wish.
Yeah, I've got a lot of homework because I need to do that, and I need to start identifying all those potions.
It only takes 10 minutes per potion.
Okay.
Sorry, now I'm starting to try to think of names.
I know it's hard to come up with names. It's gotta it's like Sonny and Cher, or you gotta come up with something that rhymes or like flows. Brixley.
Well, there's just to come up with some sort of suitable fantasy name type thing, or there's like the kind of flame kenning type thing.
You'll definitely get looks, and people will remember your name. Between your garish clothing and a fiery leopard, you can go into the entertainment industry.
As an initial first pass, I was kind of thinking about Emberclaw.
Oh, that's cool.
I posted a scene from Bugs Bunny.
I love that. I love that scene. That's like one of my favorite. I used to watch those all the time when I was a kid. I loved that part of that episode.
I would like Trip to Europe. That's so good. Like this, and I hate you. So many good lines came just from that one scene.
I love just the way it's animated. The whole concept. That's exactly what I was thinking about with Old Woody. Like that's Old Woody.
Old Woody is a Looney Tunes drink. That's fantastic.
Definitely made me think of it immediately when you mentioned it.
Old Woody has been around in many a campaign, and it's always chasing characters who drinks it.
It's true.
Is Kent's storyline finished? I feel like I barely did anything with him, and he's just all ready for being chummy and playing cards. I was just curious because I didn't know if some of them were more involved than others. It kind of felt like it.
Well, yours was more involved, and it actually had a quest and things to do, and you got a +1 weapon, which is pretty good.
Oh, that's true. That was the result of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I kind of folded in my leveling benefit to make this thing happen. So
Yeah, but it was epic.
That was very cool.
I was on the edge of my seat.
Really? Could have also been an animal companion, Cade, if you wanted, but
No, I stab alone.
probably would be like, I'm sneaking in, oh so
Right.
carefully, oh so quietly, except for this huge cat behind me that's on fire.
Yeah, that's a beacon of
Ignore
light.
the giant cat that's on fire.
well, it is true. I mean, I'm sort of skimming the combat for like animal combat type things, and the general special ability for cats is a stealth attack, which that's not going to work.
Are you gonna actually ride it into combat and use like the mount rules?
I have to read the combat rules to see how. My first kind of real quick skim of them made it sound like it wasn't going to be that much more powerful than just. It
I
doesn't
have
seem
stats
like
for the cat. It's a real cat. It exists. Here, I give it to you.
It should be pretty simple. If it works like other animal companions, all you do is spend one action to give it 2 actions.
That is the fiery leopard. It's immune to fire.
This is a hoss animal. I like it.
he's my friend.
Mount. You move on to the creature
See,
and
now
ride
I
it.
don't want to put you out. I hope we use these characters again because I don't want to put you out so close to the adventure. But the artwork of the Brixley on the cat would be pretty impressive.
It is pretty insane.
It needs to be on the side of a van. Yeah.
Oh, it specifically is animal companion rules. So that, I think it should get some more hit points too.
Yeah, I'll put it through all this stuff. It gets a little beefier than this.
That is so cool.
That is well done, and hats off to ye for thinking of it.
I mean, at first I was just gonna do a sword, like because Divine Blade or whatever. Okay, cool. But then I was like thinking about it. I'm like, and actually I kind of backed into it by accident because my first idea was, I saw that like you could take the ancestry feat as your general feat, and I saw the one that lets you take on a familiar, and I said, can it be a familiar? And then it's like, no, because it's not a tiny animal. But then I was looking a little further. I'm like, ooh, Divine Steed, on the other hand. And it's like, I don't know how I'd ride a cat that's on fire, but could I make that my steed? And so I asked Steve, and he's like, well, maybe. But you have to do this, and that you have to put nature in to even have a chance of training it or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Done.
We need to get you a fire-resistant saddle.
Well, that was my other option. I was going to ask Metamon if he could make like a fire-resistant saddle or something, or if I could somehow get somebody to craft a ring of fire resistance or something. I mean, I was prepared to even like have it play it as long game over a couple levels if I had to. I mean, of course, the silly choice for the cat's name would be Babu, the ocelot from Archer.
That
I think you
no one would know that one. That's not true. Actually, a lot of people listen to Archer, watch Archer.
Name it after
I
a
don't want to
drink.
be I don't want to be completely silly though.
Name it after alcohol. Like name it whiskey or something.
Fireball.
There you go.
That's actually not a bad name, Fireball.
Firebolt, if it's fast.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a leopard.
Fire claw.
Fire
Claw.
Fire paw.
Fire
Fire
fang.
paw.
Fire fang.
Fire fang. That's not bad.
I think the word fire
Flame-
will be
flame
in the
fang?
name. Or flame.
Name it Ignis.
It better be.
Ignis is almost 2 on the nose.
2 on the nose. Okay.
Ember.
Ember.
Ember's cute. I like Ember.
It's like a cute name.
It's a little cutesy, but it's Brixley's kind of a cutesy gnome. So
Yeah, I think
Very true.
Ember's great.
Brixley and Ember.
I'm willing to go with it.
Fire. What was the other one? I kind of like the other ones. Maybe those are too manly, too muscular.
Fire fang. Yeah.
Fire
But-
fang.
Or flame fang or flame tail.
Hot paw.
Hot pocket.
I like
Well,
it.
since it's a leopard, hot spot.
Hot spot.
Yeah, these are getting away. I think Ember's your best one.
I kind of like Ember. It's sort of suave and stylish or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's to the point.
Okay. Do you look at the cat and say, your name is Ember?
I believe I'm going with Ember. You know, I got a good feeling about that name.
Hey, little buddy, you're gonna need a name. How about Ember?
Cat just sort of looks at you and just sort of purrs a little, licking you and looking for more food.
That's true. We do have to
Don't feed it
this little-
turnips. Do
we
not
have to
feed it
feed
turnips.
this little guy. So, and no, we're not going to get all drunk and give the cat old Woody. we're not.
Felines are
we're
obligate
not that
carnivores
bad.
that has to eat meat.
I guess I'll go scout out some meat for the cat.
So with that, Brixley and Ember are off looking for food and bonding. Cade, on the other hand, has something happening to him.
What?
Maybe it's innocuous. Maybe you just have to train that little girl.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't sound like it's just train that little girl.
As you're walking through town, Parry shows up. Your little devotee, Cade, and she sees you in town, and she comes up to you and says, "Hey, Cade! Hey, Cade! Check this out!" And she does one of those little dance routines that you've been teaching her, and she's like
Right.
one of those little forms, those weapon forms with the dancing.
Mm-hmm.
She's just doing it with her hands, though. She doesn't actually have any weapons, but you can tell she's still training.
Excellent. That's looking good.
Oh, I know you were away before. Can we train tonight?
We can. I'm back.
Oh, good. How long are you going to be here for? I feel like I need another couple weeks before I really got the hang of it. What do you think we can do? What and then can I go with you? I want to get out of this place. What are your plans?
Once we clear up what's happening in this town, maybe we can talk about it. But you should train first. So don't go. You don't want to just throw you into the fire. You want to. Someone has to stay here to make sure the town stays safe after we clear out whatever needs clearing. You know what I mean?
She looks kind of depressed. She's like, "Oh," she's like, "I know, but I want to leave this place. I want to go on adventures."
Well, you can start out. Once you're at a good base level, maybe the caravan goes back and forth. You can definitely help the caravan out, protect it, go back and forth between town and cities.
She's thinking about that. She's like, "It's not a bad idea, because maybe Mom would even let me do that. That's a pretty good idea. Maybe I can help out with the caravan, learn a trade, maybe, and maybe she would actually let me go."
Yeah, you would certainly learn more than just how to fight. You'd learn the ways of travel and commerce and trading, and maybe even learn how to make things.
Okay, well, right now I just want to know how to fight. Be like you.
Yeah, let's fight later.
Oh, great. She's like, okay, I gotta go run some errands, but I'll see you tonight.
See you tonight.
She runs off. So, Prue, do you want to spend a little bit of time trying to figure out what the heck you got here with all them potions and stuff?
For sure.
For sure, not 2 sure, not 6 sure.
Not even 3 sure. It is for sure. I'm going to go over each of these potions.
Oh boy. Now, I do the roll, and you are now level 3, and you have the +1 goggles of goofiness. So what is your alchemy check?
I'll have you know, I think they look quite stunning on me. It is a +6.
+6. Is that including the +1 for the goggles?
That does.
What's your crafting? It must have gone up because you went up a level.
So my crafting is +5 without the goggles, so it's +6 with them. I don't have my int. My int is +0, so all I get is proficiency bonus.
Okay. All right, we'll go through the long list. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 elixirs. Are you ready? Let's
my.
do this. Might take a little while.
I've got a pencil and some paper.
Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of help on this one. You identify one right away, and you believe that's a lesser acid flask, and there's 3 more that look very similar to it. You run those tests. Well, 3 of them you are guessing are lesser acid flasks. One of them you think might be inert. You're not even sure if it's going to work, but you do know for a fact the 3 of them look like lesser acid flasks.
Can I put a twig in it and see it eats up the twig?
The one that you weren't sure of? That
Yeah,
you think it's inert?
The maybe inert one?
Sure. You put a twig in it and it starts to burn with acid.
Oh no, it's fine. I'll just throw it in the pool with the other acid flasks.
Cool. You don't understand why, because this one's the coloration's different and you thought it wouldn't work, but no, the twig started to dissolve, so I guess you just had some faulty litmus paper or something.
I'll write down questionable acid flask.
Right, so 4 acid flasks, 1 questionable. Ooh. Okay, you have 4 more that also appear to be identical. 2 of them you're positive. Well, one you're 100% positive it's lesser alchemist fire. Another one you're very sure it's lesser alchemist fire. 2 of them you think it could be lesser alchemist fire, but again you're not sure if they are inert or will actually work. It has the same coloration as the others and the same bottling. You're thinking that these guys were smart enough to actually kind of bottle these so that they knew what they were by look, but you're not so sure if 2 of them will work.
I'm gonna hedge my bets and just keep them with the ones that I know will work and just assume that they work. I don't think you can test alchemist fire.
Okay. All right, there's 4 more, and for the first time, you know what all 4 of those are. Those are lesser bottled lightning. How you bottle lightning? Not sure, but these will be lesser bottled lightning. It's cool. You throw them and they explode in lightning.
All right, so we've done 3 series of 4. Okay.
Yes. There's 1 series of 3 left. Those, you know what those are. Those are minor elixirs of life, which you've seen before. So those will help. Those will heal hit points. 1d6 hit points with a +1.
There was 3 of those?
3 of those.
Okay.
And now 1 really weird potion. Let's see if you can figure this one out. This one you're a little stumped at first. Let's see what the roll is. What do you got? A +6?
Yeah.
You fail to figure it out, but you can try again. Does that mean you can do it again?
Yeah, I'll clean my tools. I'll get out some new papers, and I'll try it again. I'm gonna need you to start rolling better for me on these secret checks.
This one, you believe, is a lesser elixir of life, and the lesser elixir of life will heal you 3d6 plus 6 hit points with a bonus of +1.
Pretty good. Do I have some certainty on that one, or am I kind of questionable about it?
You can try to test it again if you want. You think that's right?
Yeah, I want to feel extra sure on these since we're going to be drinking them.
Okay. You test it again. The third test came out inconclusive. But strangely, your first test was inconclusive. Your second test, you came up with a lesser elixir of life. Your third test was inconclusive.
This is a frustrating potion. I'm
But
hesitant to hand this.
Fourth test is a lesser bomber's eye elixir.
Oh, okay. What on earth is that?
Makes your eyeballs explode.
It allows you to pinpoint your foes. For the next 5 minutes, your alchemical bomb strikes reduce. It basically will reduce the AC bonus to targets in cover by 1.
Okay.
But it's just for bomb strikes.
Yeah, but we just found a ton of bombs.
That is correct.
I'm thinking I'm going to give all of these to Cade and Celeste because those two are more frequently in the backlines than me or Brix.
If it's in one of these neat bandoliers, is it just one action to throw it, or is it two?
Well, for you, I believe it doesn't matter if it's, I don't know. Because that's part of the alchemist thing where they have an ability where they can pull it and throw it. I think even if it's in a bandolier, I think it's still an action. Let me look that up.
I think it's one action less because it's on the bandolier for drinking things and stuff, or using like medicine to combat medic.
I'm not sure. In theory, the bandolier holds up to 8 items of light bulk, and it's usually used for alchemical items or potions. So I guess it would allow you to draw the tools as part of the action that requires it, but that's only for a set of tools. So it says here,
Okay,
a bandolier can be dedicated to a full set of tools, such as healer's tools, allowing you to draw the tools as part of the action that requires them.
Okay, so you can't use it with potions then?
I think you can use it for potions, but I think it is... it doesn't say. I might have to ask Mark about this one. In fact, I probably
should
will.
ask.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Mark.
Yeah, that's pertinent.
It implies that they're easier to get out of your pouch,
It only specifically says tools, but I thought, but then I see the only reason I'm getting weirded with this is because the whole point of being an alchemist is that they have a feat that allows them to draw and throw. And if that's taken away from them, then why would that exist? You know what I'm saying? I think this might be a hole in the rules. I got to check with Mark. I'll ask him.
I mean, it also means that, eventually alchemists will have more than a couple of potions to throw. And, it won't matter where they are on them, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
We need bandoliers. Alchemists don't.
I can't even answer. You know what? I can see it going either way. I'm just going to ask him. I'm just going to ask him, find out once and for all.
Okay. Because, I would take some of the non-fire bombs. Just in case we come up with something that's, immune to fire.
So altogether, you have 4 lesser acid flasks, 4 lesser alchemist fire, 4 bottled lightnings, 3 minor elixirs of life, and 1 either lesser elixir of life or lesser bomber's eye elixir. You don't know.
We're giving that one to Cade for sure, because by the time you'll be going into the back lines to use it, either version of that potion is going to be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can put your finger in it. It's not like it burns off. It's not like it's It's not like, oh, okay, it's on fire or like arcing lightning or burning through my finger with acid. It's like, okay, it's definitely some weird alchemical substance, but what it does, you're not sure. As for the stash of coins, again, you had 18 gold and 8 poop silver. You can probably find out if what the silver scales are worth or some of those chemical reagents, the small ones you found. You might need to talk to the caravan if you want to know what the large haul will get you.
Yeah, Celeste will definitely talk to them about, we found some more alchemical reagents that we don't think the people of Veterans Folly would be that interested in, but if you'd like to purchase them, I'm sure you can find a place to sell them in Almas or wherever it is that you end up. Just need to borrow a cardigan to go fetch it all.
I presume you're going to Temel.
Mm-hmm.
She looks over the list and she like raises an eyebrow and she's like, "Whoa, this is a lot of stuff you have here." She says, "Yeah, this will have to be sold in Almas or some other large city. There's no way anyone around here is going to be able to use this." She looks at this.
Yeah, they've definitely been stockpiling a lot of these reagents.
She's like, Well, here's the thing. She looks at you and she's like, "This is probably worth about 100 gold pieces or so. Small fortune, but I just don't have that type of money. So either
Sure.
Either you can come with us after, we clear everything up here and we can figure something out, or I don't even think I have enough for trade, so I'm not sure how you might want to handle this, but this is definitely worth a fair amount. I'd be happy to bring it along and maybe just charge a small fee to help you sell it, but otherwise it's your items. It's something you found, and I'd been happy to buy this off of you, but I just don't have the cash."
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, if we could trade maybe some of it now for some things you have, we're looking to, go find Villery. She seems like she's just causing a whole bunch of trouble, and we were going to go after her. And if you have any of those, what were they, potency crystals? Those were useful. Healing potions, anything like that you think might be helpful in that fight.
She thinks about it. She's like, "I don't really know. I'd have to maybe go through some of Bort's personal supplies. He might have something like that. I hate to do that, as it's his last items, and I really don't want to desecrate them. But if it helps everyone, I'll see what I can find that might be helpful in a fight. There's a lot of equipment you got here. That's definitely worth quite a bit. I'll see what I can do. I have to go through some of his items. And I know off the top of my head I don't have anything like that, but..."
Well, sure. We'll see about... I'll talk to my companions, and we'll see about arranging something for you to sell this in a larger city, and the next time, either we'll be with you and take a cut, or the next time you're back here, whichever one works.
Okay. She's like, "You have anything else you want me to take a look at?"
Not personally.
Oh, I thought you had the silver scales and the alchemical reagents.
Oh, I thought that's what we just talked about. Is that not what we just talked
Nope.
about?
They were talking about the big haul.
The big haul. The big haul's 100 gold. These are just 2 small items.
Sure. These silver scales and these other things.
The silver scale, she looks at and sort of bites it a little, like you would like a gold nugget. She's like, "Ooh, this is a fine set of silver scales. Ooh, this is awfully nice." And she's like, "This is excellent quality. Masterwork, if you will. It's probably worth about 30 gold pieces. Not sure I could buy it from you today, but definitely in a larger city we can be able to sell this no problem." And then the smaller alchemical reagents, the ones that you actually were able to bring back with you, she's like, "Oh yeah, this is definitely about maybe 20 gold pieces worth. You're finding quite a haul there. It's almost 150 gold pieces. This is a fortune. This is more than I've made in several months of caravan hauling. Maybe I should go into adventuring."
Well, as I said, we'll have to come up with a bit of a business arrangement, but I think we can all come out on top on this. The town of Veterans Folly will be a bit safer, and, we'll all be a little heavier in the pockets.
Sure. This is mighty impressive. Yeah, those Veteran Folly, they They really want nothing to do with alchemical reagents or equipment. I doubt you'd be able to sell any of this there. And as I said, I've given up all the gold that I had that was spare, so I'll have to see what I can either do in trade, or we'll just, after we finish this caravan ride, sell it there.
Sure, and I'll hold on to the scales for now, since they are worth quite a bit and relatively portable.
Sure. And then finally, she looks at you and says, "Oh, so I found an interesting passage. I was going through part of the notes that Prue gave me, and I thought you might want to know about this part here."
Oh, what is it?
She pulls out an entry. She points it to you in Orcish, so of course you don't know what she's saying, but she says, "I noticed this unusual entry. It's from about 3 years ago, and here it says that Vilry commanded the orcs to capture a human. And this person was placed in a covered pit in the woods and exposed to something that the sculptor referred to as a Vidian vapor. The last note of this experiment reads, and I quote, 'The human died in agony in less than a day. We burned his body and filled in the pit as instructed.'" Thought you might want to know about that.
Yes, that's quite disturbing.
Otherwise, the rest of these notes seem to sort of follow the same pattern as the rest of them. Goes through his experiments, his results. It's pretty much standard scientific methods. I sort of do the same thing when I'm brewing, only this is more horrific. This is dealing with the torture of people and animals.
Does it say anything more about this Vidian vapor, or who it was that died specifically?
No, it doesn't. But it seemed like they were pretty excited about this aspect. I can see that it was done in a larger hand, and sure enough, you can see like the handwriting is like a little bit larger, and looks like it was almost rushed, like it was written out a little faster than the rest of it. So either they were in a rush, or he was really excited when he wrote this out.
Does it say where this took place?
Covered pit in the woods.
Yeah, from years ago. We'll never find it.
Yeah, it's from 3 years ago.
Unless we did find it. Unless that's the acid pit.
That's true. Well, you've given us a lot of good information. I thank you so much. You've been very useful. Very helpful.
Well, you just see you bring her to justice. The Bort, he deserves to have his killer brought to justice. And all signs point to this Vilry. I'll be happy when she's dead.
Yes, she does seem like quite the fiend, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's obviously been planning something for quite some time. This isn't some small scheme. This is something she's been planning for years, with multiple layers, hundreds of gold pieces worth of equipment. There's something horrific going on. I think it's going to be really bad. I think you need to get to the bottom of this as soon as possible.
Oh, I certainly agree. I hate to think what would happen to this town if we took no action. We'll just have to... Well, we'll have to bring the fight to her, sooner rather than later. Again, thank you for all your help. Once we get everything transported back here, we'll place it under your care, and we appreciate you helping us sell it. None of us really are merchants, so...
Sure. It's the least I can do, considering you've been risking your lives for someone you just met, and not just Bort, but us as well.
Well, it just seems like the right thing to do.
Well, you're good people. I can see why you all got along so well. You're all good people.
Oh, thank you. I think you're a good person, too.
Oh, I don't know about that. I try to do good deeds and just leave a simple life, and just really delivering items to people in need throughout this land. It's not much, but something that needs to get done.
Well, it's a good service to the various communities, so they can get the goods that they need. So you should be proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you. That's nice of you. Here, and she pulls out a little swig, a little token. She's like, "Here, have some of the purple stuff on me."
Oh,
Drink
thank
it.
you. No, she definitely accepts it. Reluctantly, but she accepts it.
So she drank it?
Sure, she'll take a little sip.
Celeste drinks it. And Celeste is, she's learning all about the wide world. I tell you, this has been very eye-opening between demonology and turnipology, and now purpleology. She feels like she's getting punched in the face, but she doesn't necessarily not like it. It's sort of a fun punch.
Right, like you do.
Well, you know how it is when you drink something really strong.
Wow, that is, that's got quite the kick, doesn't it?
It's like, you keep drinking that and soon you'll be able to breathe fire. Just like a real sorceress dragon, right?
Oh, I suppose that would be a neat trick. I don't know if I need to drink all of this, though. It's purple. What's in it?
Oh, that's trade secret. But I'll tell you something I make it out of. And she, like, pulls out, like, a root. And the root's, like a bluish purple. She's like, this root, I kind of find it, like, along the way. I'm not a botanist or anything. I'm not exactly sure what it's made out of. But I used to chew it as a kid. Sort of like, got a tangy flavor. And I decided to turn it into a brew. And, well, that's where it came from, the purple stuff. Here, you want to try the root?
Sure. I wouldn't mind if one of them's viable. We could try planting it, maybe growing some here, and then you could always pick up a little more on your route.
Well, that's a good idea. And try the root, and it kind of tastes like black licorice. It's actually quite pleasant.
I mean, if you find black licorice pleasant.
Well, it's not unpleasant. How about that?
Okay.
But it's like that very strong taste of black licorice, like the pungent, powerful taste. It's very much like that. It's almost like root beer.
Okay.
An acquired taste.
An acquired taste, yes. All right, fantastic.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, a Pathfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various role-playing games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember that putting a portable hole inside a bag of holding voids the warranty on both.